All right, now I think we should talk about Addison Rae. Now, who'd have thunk this, huh? Addison Rae, 5 years ago, Addison Rae, the it girl of TikTok, right? And I believe 5 years ago, was it 5 years ago or 4 years ago? Because it was the MTV Friday live stream days where you would request videos with me on MTV's YouTube every Friday. And here we are on another Friday live stream on my YouTube channel talking about this. It's kind of a funny, weird, full circular moment. She made Obsessed. Her debut song was Obsessed. I loved that song. Her new stuff sounds very different than that. Very different than Obsessed. Addison Rae is a legitimate pop star. And these songs are legitimately good. It's just interesting, isn't it? Because that always really, I'll give you an example. How this is sort of akin to something. When there's a new group in popular culture, no matter what that is, whether it's like I'll give you examples from different generations. 90210, if you're on the older side. 90210, right? Some of those people became big stars. Some of them didn't, right? Some of them hosted SNL. Some of them made Sharknado, right? The Ensemble. Same thing with Friends, right? They're loaded. Every single one of them is loaded. But some of them wound up leading actresses in movies. Some of their spinoff shows got canceled first season. So you never really know what's going to happen with an ensemble. In the world of music, remember Young Money? Lil Wayne's troupe that apparently he's bringing back. There's a new Young Money. See how that one goes? Another reboot. When he launched Young Money, you didn't know if Drake was going to be bigger than Lloyd, was going to be bigger than Nicki, was going to be bigger than... Who else was in Young Money? Let's look up Young Money roster 2009. Who was in Young Money? So listen to these names in Young Money. Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Gutta Gutta, J Mills, Mac Main, Tyga, Lil Chucky, Lil Twist, and Chanel. You are lying if you remember half those people. You have no idea who T Streets is. You have no idea who Chanel is. No way. The fact that Drake, Nicki, and Tyga are all in this is kind of crazy. I guess, Lloyd wasn't in Young Money. He was just on the Bedrock single, so he sang the hook on the Bedrock single. But do you remember, like, I'm trying to make a point here about ensembles early on, how unpredictable they are, would have been the TikTok kids. And I'm not, like, well-versed enough in TikTok to know which house was which, but, like, you had Jaden and Bryce Hall and Josh Richards and Charlie D'Amelio and Lil Huddy and Dixie D'Amelio and Noah Beck and what was the other guy? Is it Mason Griffin? Was that a guy's name? And then Addison Rae. And who could have thought that 5 years later... I mean, by the way, like Josh Richards, I think he did the thing with Barstool. He does the thing with Dave Portnoy. He does the thing with Brianna Chicken Fry. Like that guy, he went into venture capitalism. That guy's killing it. Jaden's doing his music thing. Oh, Nessa Barrett was a part of that whole TikTok crew. Nessa's doing pretty well, right? Lil Huddy is kind of, I think, still figuring out the music thing. The D'Amelios are just sort of like the Kardashians, I feel like, of Gen Z. They're just so famous. Who could have guessed? Like Addison Rae, I want this to sink in. Addison Rae is a legitimate pop star. She is on the radio. She will absolutely have a performance at the VMAs this year. I can't imagine she doesn't. I don't have any inside information. I'm not speaking on behalf of MTV. She's going to have probably a defining VMA moment. You know what? Let's just say that right now. It's May 30th, 2025. Addison Rae is going to have a classic defining VMA moment on September 7th at the show this year. Mark my words. Her affinity for Britney Spears, her affinity for sort of like the legacy of pop star, it's going to matter to her to have that type of performance at the VMAs. And you can always tell, by the way, when you work at the VMAs, you can always tell who the show matters to and who it doesn't. Because who the show matters to, they take it very seriously. Because I've worked at every award show, dude. The Grammys, American Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards, the CMAs, the CMTs, the Academy of Country Music Awards. I mean, you name it, dude. I've been to them all. VMAs have a different energy, totally different energy. And you can see that with the people that rise to that occasion and make the most of it, like her outfit on the red carpet last year. Crazy outfit in a good way, like really cool, like show-stopping, like head-turning outfit. She's not even going to say probably. Addison Rae then takes it to a whole new level at this year's VMAs. Watch this. Mark my words. I want some Addison Rae fan page to clip this out. May 30th, 2025. Kevan Kenney predicted it. Steals the show. One of the most memorable performances at this year's VMAs. And I don't mean to put all this pressure on Addison Rae, but I'm trying to convey to you, legitimate pop star. Not like someone who's doing music. Legitimate pop star. And seriously, who'd have thunk it? I remember the first time I ever knew who Addison Rae was we had, what's that kid's name? Blueberry Fago, Lil Mosey. He came on TRL, and then right after he came on TRL, he dropped that song. And that song is a really great song. Very catchy song. But it was in large part propelled by Addison Rae's dance. And then he put her in the video, I think with Lil Huddy. And then that video got requested on MTV's Friday live stream. And I was like, who's that? And that was the first time that I had ever understood that dancers were going to become influencers. Like the people who were really good at dancing. Because I thought, that's like, I mean, you know what's really crazy to think about? Go back and watch 90s music videos. Go back and watch Britney Spears music videos. Go back and watch Baby One More Time. Go back and watch Sometimes. Those backup dancers would have been as big as Britney Spears if there was TikTok back then. Isn't that crazy? It's just interesting how time benefits different archetypes and different types of people at different times in history. Like it's a great time right now to be a dancer because of TikTok. Then you're kind of in the background. Like you'd hope, oh my God, I hope I get cast in a music video. And I hope somebody notices me in this music video. And then based off them noticing me, hopefully they have an idea and they have a need on the next video for a backup dancer. Now imagine being that same person today who can dance like that. Bro, millions of followers. Millions of followers. But that was the first time I was like, oh, like who's this backup dancer? Like who's this girl in Lil Mosey's video? And then that was a big like light bulb moment. I was like, oh, no. Like it's a big deal. Like that person, you could argue, made that song a hit. So it's interesting about Addison, isn't it? Like she was making people hits before she even made a song. So it's very cool. These songs sound great. And these are deep pop songs. I think that's the other thing. If you're like, oh yeah, like anybody can make a pop song. If you're one of those people. And yeah, sometimes you can. I mean, sometimes pop is really great when it's just simple and stupid. And that's why bubblegum pop is a term, right? But I mean, these lyrics, dude. Listen to the lyrics on Fame Is a Gun. This is the song that just came out today. Tell me who I am. Do I provoke you with my tone of innocence? Don't ask too many questions. That is my one suggestion. You know I keep it real. I live for the appeal. Knew it from the start. It was the only way to mend my broken heart. She's talking about fame, I think, right? Fame is a gun. I mean, even that is like the depth of that sentiment. Fame is a gun. You know, it's not stupid music. It's not thoughtless music that Addison Rae is making. Don't ask too many questions. This is my one confession. It was never enough. I always wanted more. I always wanted more. This is more soul-bearing than 95 to 99% of pop music in 2025. You know, and it's not coming from that TikTok girl. We have to stop doing that. Can we please stop doing that? Stop assuming that influencers are stupid. Stop. It's all jealousy, I assure you, because I've thought that too in the past. It's just jealousy and envy that they're willing to do the simple thing. and that they did the simple thing, and that they were willing and they had a high tolerance of criticism that maybe you don't possess, and maybe I don't possess all the time, that I'm not willing to put myself out there, or you're not willing to put yourself out there. They were willing to put themselves out there, and they were willing to get laughed at, and they were willing to look goofy, and they were willing to do it every day and be consistent and obviously develop an audience, and they're talented and that goes along with it, but they're not stupid, bro. We have to stop assuming that. The chorus of the song, fame is a gun and I point it blind. Crash and burn, girl, baby, swallow it dry. You got a front row seat and I got a taste of the glamorous life. This is incredible. Who are the songwriters on this song? I'd love to know. Let's see. Can we find out? Fame is a Gun is by Addison Rae and co-written and produced by Addison Rae. Luca Closure, and Elvira Onderfard. So who's Luca Closer? Let's see what she's like into. Yeah, let's see. What has she written? Okay, so she wrote for Ariana Grande. She helped write Diet Pepsi. She helped write Azizam, which is an Ed Sheeran song that missed my desk. She's written for Tate McRae. Oh, so it looks like Conan Gray. This is Luca Closer. I hope I'm saying that right. Closer? I'm bad with S's as it is, Luca. Okay, interesting. And then what is his other name? Elvira Underfard. I have one of my best friends is Swedish. I don't know how to say Swedish names though. I'm not making fun of the name. I just don't know how to say it. Song credits. Let's see. Okay. Whoa. Elvira has written with Taylor Swift, bro? Wait, hold on. This says she's okay. Elvira has achieved prominence after remixing the singles Willow, Love Story, Message in a Bottle, Girl at Home by Taylor Swift. Oh, is this like a producer? Huh. Okay. Anyways, that's who Addison is writing with. But I mean, somebody can't write this song for Addison, dude. You know what I mean? Like this takes a lot of in that room, in that songwriting session, being like, yo, Addison being like, this is my life. This is what I'm dealing with. And then songwriters maybe helping her craft the messaging of it. But even the other song, Headphones On, I thought this was incredibly raw and revealing. It says, wish my mom and dad could have been in love. Guess some things weren't meant to last forever. I compare my life to the new It Girl. Jealousy's a riptide. It pulls me under. I mean, for the amount of people that will hate on social media influencers, for the amount of people that I'm sure will hate on Addison Rae for whatever reason, dude, that if you could be half as raw and vulnerable and self-reflective as Addison Rae is being in a pop song called Headphones On, you'd be a lot better for it. Everyone would be. So anyways, I mean, this is very real. Lana Del Rey is a fan. She posted this video of her, I guess, riding around and listening to Diet Pepsi. Do you guys see this? It's just like a little, ooh, didn't mean to do that. Can't play that. Can't get pulled down. But yeah, Lana Del Rey, like, you think Lana Del Rey's got bad taste? Although it does sound a little, Diet Pepsi does sound a little bit like a Lana Del Rey song. So I don't know if that's like if I find someone who looks like me good looking. Is that the same thing? I don't know. And then Addison did, I think I can play this. Addison did release a trailer for her debut self-titled album, which is going to get here, I think, in a week or two. Is it this Friday? It's coming up really, really fast, this Addison Rae debut album. I got to be able to play this, right? Like, I hope. Maybe I won't risk it. I might not risk it. I'll show it to you guys, though. I will do that. For everyone watching the live stream and on YouTube. Okay. Let me add it to the scene. I'm getting good at this, guys. There we go. Cool. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So no audio on this. Apologies, but no audio, but we'll watch it. This is for I think that's Elvira. I think that right there is Elvira. Wait, hey, let's look through this. Okay, so I think this is Elvira from what I just saw on Google. Maybe that's Luca over there. I'm trying to like see who's in this. But as you can see, like this isn't just someone being fed songs, dude. This looks like a real artistic journey. But again, the only reason, I just want to be clear, the only reason people would even discredit Addison Rae is because she was also highly effective at something else, social media, TikTok, also dancing. She was a legitimate dancer, I think. Or am I confusing that with Charli D'Amelio? Don't quote me on if she was a legitimate dancer. I think she was a dancer. I don't know. So a lot of studio footage for those that are listening to the audio. Whoa! A lot of fire and fuego. Also, people don't realize how hard these people work either, dude. A lot of work goes into this. This is crazy. This is really wild. I mean, yeah, who could have guessed this? Just wild, man. Crazy. Anyways, kind of a bummer that I can't play music on this stuff. Dude, there's definitely like a real Britney Spears energy to her, huh? Yeah, like a lot. See, isn't it interesting though? Like Addison Rae, when was Addison Rae born? 2000. So Addison Rae was born in 2000, and she like everyone is into this like VHS thing. I think that's just a very interesting aspect of culture right now where why do we prefer that? It's not as good as the thing we have now. It kind of gets back to that crappy music point I was making. Why do we prefer VHS? Why do we prefer analog? Why do people buy vinyl? Why do we see these retro shops? I just saw in Brooklyn a new video store open. It's more of a pain in the ass, excuse me. It's more of a pain in the ass to go to a video store and hope they have what you want and then waste time looking. Not that scrolling on Netflix is any easier, honestly, but and then have a VCR and then put it in the VCR and then rewind the tape and then hopefully it's a good quality and you can see it. But people do prefer that, bro. And I think that's a legitimate question you got to ask. Is like, why is that? Why is that, bro? I just saw Turnstile, the rock band Turnstile, did this big, free hometown Baltimore show. It looked ridiculous. Can I get a shot of that, actually? How do I get that? Let me bring this up. I'll show you what I'm talking about because I think this is really interesting. This was everywhere. I got to be able to find this, right? Come on. What about like Turnstile Baltimore? Yeah, dude, check this out. Check this out. Check this. Oh, oh, oh. Look at that. See? Sorry. That was loud. But check this out. This is the band Turnstile. And it's exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. It's shot on VHS. How's that over already? 1 second. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Shot on VHS. Shot on camcorder. 2025. Like in the 90s, we weren't shooting on like black and white. Think about that. I really mean that. Why do people prefer this? You look at the iPhone. I mean, now they're marketing a lot privacy. That's like the new thing. It's like the most private iPhone because everyone's worried about privacy. But most iPhones are like, we have a better camera. The camera's better. But then here we are, just using VHS camcorders. I just think it's kind of wild. Why is that? What is it that we like about this? And it's not just videos, it's Polaroids and disposable cameras and all this stuff. It's very interesting. And I bring this up because Addison had that in her trailer for her album. Very interesting. So, congratulations to Addison Rae. And I think I'm gonna do a breakdown of the music video for the YouTube channel because I think in that I can play the music video. Here, not so much. She's also on the New York Times podcast. Meant to talk about this. I mean, you can't go on the New York Times podcast without ready to have a real deep conversation. The episode's an hour and 23 minutes, dude. So I'm just saying, for the naysayers, for the skeptics of Addison Rae, check yourself before you wreck yourself, man. That's all I'm saying. That album should get here, I think June 6th. I think that's the date. It's next Friday, I believe, is when that's dropping.